So here's the concrete slab,
Yeah.
right? Right. Here's the old man. He's the guy who makes clay pots and sells them.
Yeah.
You know. So I brought him in,
Mm.
but Joachim and I, he's never made one,
Mm.
right? So Joachim and I had to work on the clay
Yeah.
to get the right kind of consistency. So we tested the clay, and
Yeah.
it was a mixture of mud and sand and water.
Yeah.
And we made bowls and we threw them down
Yeah.
the night before so that we saw which ones didn't crack up, sort of tested, because we don't know the quality of the clay or the mud.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so we selected. So this is the old man who, let's say, is a professional clay.
He works with clay every day. Yeah.
Works with clay. So I brought him along.
Yeah.
And then I had Joachim. So what we did first was to set up the door made of bricks. The size of the door. It was 50 by 25 or 30,
Yeah.
so that somebody could go in
Yeah.
when this little
Chimney.
funnel
Yeah.
was he had at his place, so we brought that.
Yeah.
And said we'll use that as the
flue.
Chimney.
Yeah.
Right. So we put that just behind the door, and as you can see, we're building round,
Yeah.
building with the clay, right?
Yeah.
Now having determined that we got the right consistency clay and the rest, we started working on it. But to get the shape is no easy task, right? And this has got a plan, which I already told you about at the beginning.
Yeah.
What width against the height, against the size of the door, because all that has got to be coordinated so that to get rid of the gases and the chimney through the chimney and the rest, right? So and now we started to build around that, and to get the shape was quite difficult because it was not easy to get a hold of the shape. And the old man was dead. So they built something earlier, which I decided I'd scrap because it was no good. They got a funny shape. They didn't get it nice and round. So carry on. So now we're building the shape. Now what we then decided, the best way to do it is to do it a bit of a time, right, with paper, right, using paper as some kind of marker, right, and keeping the surface. So we put it on the paper and build up from there. Right. So here we're building just by sight. Now, what the old man decided to do, he said the best thing would be to keep it firm was to use rope string to get it built into like
so it's like a composite material.
Composite. So here you can see the string marks, and we've got the whole thing. This is but it's not related to it at all. Now that is very important, was to get that shape absolutely spot on. This is nothing to do with it.
What is that? That's just a drain, is it?
Drain, the storm drain.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Right. So now, you can see it took on a funny sort of shape, but it didn't get it perfectly round. So I said that was not good enough, and we decided to work on it again. So then we had somebody had the idea. I was talking of trying to make it a proper sort of thermal kind of layer. One layer is pure clay, which that old house this guy was digging, and so we reworked it with the you know the string that you saw?
Yeah, it's
the
like sacking or something.
we had somebody take that out and mix
and what
with
was
the
that
clay.
string?
Eh?
What sort of string is it?
Go back.
To where?
Go back. Here you see the string
Yeah.
mixed with
But
that.
what sort of string
one
is it?
layer was
What sort of string
eh?
is it? What kind of string?
Ordinary the it
Like
could be
Hessian
called,
or?
you know, the coconut rope,
Yeah.
raspberry rope.
So it's
Flaxen,
like,
you know,
so it's like what you get off a coconut.
flaxen rope, you know,
Okay.
ordinary flaxen rope. We had
Like
somebody
hemp or something.
hemp, yeah, exactly. It's hemp actually. We had somebody to
Yeah. Okay.
break it up. You can see take it back, go back a bit, go back. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
All right, here somebody's taking it out into bits, and you get lots of it, you know. So, and it's getting mixed up with the clay. You know, the guy is mixing it up thoroughly, and now Joachim is putting a layer on top of the clay. Now that's the thermal bit being laid on top of the thing. I think it may be this one, even this one that wasn't the right shape, but eventually we got to the right shape, and using that paper, the paper as a sort of formation, we managed to get the shape right. And so now it's layer upon layer being put on top.
Yeah.
And there's the chimney. We've reached the top of the chimney, and that the dome had to be a certain distance height.
Yeah.
Right.
What's he doing? He's forgotten his horse.
With a cart, you know. We had them. So now, having got it, you just smooth it out, you know, and tap it and smooth it out.
Right.
So we had to have about 3 layers.
Yeah.
Right, to get.
Oh, now there's something else going on.
Then that was another layer where he mixed some other kind of cement, not cement, chalk type of stuff in it, and we extended that chimney up, and we firmed up the door.
Enormous
we bricked it up, right? And then we put the plinth and let it dry.
It's the size of Luke Skywalker's house.
Then we let it dry up before we finally fired. But you know, we put this outer layer, which again with this hemp mixed up, you can see the strings of hemp, which really tightened, made this very, very tight. You know, very strict, so it stopped cracking. So after the first heating, you can see this crack, this
on our left,
and that is on the interface between the bricks, and the clay, right? So that's, look at the temperature going down to 300 and over 300, 350 degrees, you know. See?
In fact,
300.
it's way over. It's over 500.
Yeah. So that's so we started to repair this initial crack, because Joachim said that would happen with that interface anyway. But you can see that despite reaching that it hasn't cracked up as such, you know. We kept it going, and that's how we finally. This was when it was built, you know. We got the right shape and the right elevation. I don't know whether at one point show the height, Joachim holding the stick in order to get the central, you know, because it had a funny shape. We had to come up with a way of finding the central point and building so that we got the right by eye, the right kind of dome effect. but because it's quite big and it's quite difficult to shape up, you know. And that's the final, sort of final shape of it.
No pictures of pizzas.
Eh?
No pizza pictures.
Of?
Pizzas.
No, not here. This is just building it and firing it up. I mean, there are loads of pictures of
the proof's in the pudding.
And later on,
that's it. That's all your photos.
We put a roof on top of it.
Yeah.
You see the roof?
I
didn't take.
No. All right, I need to stop the video because it's you can hear the CPUs going very